Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea here, and in today's video I'm going to tell you about the new exciting news. The Italian digital nomad visa is perfectly compatible with the Impatriate regime. So if you're in this channel, ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize taxes in Italy. We are the #1 channel that in English language explain you how to plan your tax strategy in Italy. And in the description below the video you will have our email contact, info@esentaxa.com, or a link to our Calendly to book a call with us, a consultation call or a tax simulation to understand if, based on numbers, the relocation to Italy makes sense or not. Now, in today's video I want to talk about about the digital nomad visa. We already made a video a couple of weeks ago, but we were unsure about the fact that you could extend the digital nomad visa in Italy. First of all, we have to understand that this visa is for the non-European citizen, because of course if you're a European citizen you can move to Italy, register yourself in the commune of residence, and that's it. You can stay in Italy as much as you want. But the problem is that why it's important to link the digital nomad visa with the Impatriate regime, because the Impatriate regime is one of the most favorable tax regime in Italy for new tax resident in Italy, and you have to commit to stay in Italy for at least 4 years. So if you remember in the previous video, 4 years is the minimum amount of time required to benefit from the Impatriate regime, and we were unsure if the digital nomad visa could have been extended for more than 2 years. So now we are sure. We have talked with our lawyer partners, and basically the digital nomad visa has no minimum possibility of extension. So as long as you keep your same requirements, and now we are going to see which one of those, the most important ones. If you keep your same requirements, your situation didn't change, you can keep extending your digital nomad visa up to 4 years, and then you benefit from the Impatriate regime as well. Okay, now let's summarize a little bit the things now. So we have the Italian digital nomad visa. Okay, this visa now it's perfectly matching with two tax regimes in Italy. One is the Impatriate regime, okay, and the other one is the Forfait Regime. With this visa you can apply, you become a new resident in Italy, you can apply for one of the two regimes based on your situations, based on your structure, based on your income. So, and here in the consultancy call, we can understand together which one is more suitable for you. There are other two tax regimes in Italy, one for pensioners and one for high net worth individual, but those comes along with another visa. So here there is those tax regimes give you the possibility to apply for a specific visa. One is called elective visa, and one is for golden visa for high net worth individuals. So there are two types of visas linked to those tax regimes, and they are not belongs to the digital nomad part. Here in the digital nomad visa you have to prove to be a digital nomad. That's the peculiarity of this regime. What does it mean be a digital nomad? It means that in the previous 6 months before the relocation to Italy, you have to have documents and proof that you working online, so fully remotely, for an employer or as a freelancer in your country of origin or in whatever country you're living before moving to Italy. Okay, so this is the first element. Prove that you have a status of digital nomad. Then you have to have at least 28,000 euro as revenue. So they basically put a threshold of revenue just to make sure that you're able to sustain yourself while you're living in Italy. And of course, once you're in Italy and you basically pass 6 months, you have to deal with taxes, because after 6 months of registration in Italy as resident or simply living in Italy for more than 6 months, you become an Italian tax resident and you have to pay taxes. And here comes the choice of the two tax regimes. Which one of the two you can apply for that specific tax year, okay? Now, be a digital nomad, so if you respect all the requirements, of course there are other requirements that needs to be seen with a lawyer, with an immigration lawyer, but those are the most important requirements to apply for the digital nomad visa. As I said, this one is for everybody, it's now addressed to everybody in the world, not for European citizens, because European citizens don't need to have a visa to stay in Italy. So If you respect the requirement of the digital nomad, doesn't mean that you have also the requirement for the Impatriate regime. So this is just a visa to allow you to stay in Italy. And this is disconnected from the tax regime. We know that this is possible to extend now the digital nomad visa for more than 2 years, 3 years, allowing you to stay 4 years, which is the minimum amount of time that you must stay in Italy to apply for this regime. So thanks to this possibility, you can apply for the Impatriate regime, okay? And the Impatriate regime, I want to remember in this video, gives you 50% discount on your taxes in Italy on your professional income, okay? Be careful, professional income. If you have other type of incomes, they will be taxed at the ordinary Italian tax bracket rates. While the forfait regime, instead, give you a flat tax of 5% for the first 5 years on the first 85,000 euro as a professional income, okay? So here we have 5% taxes up to 85,000 euro, and here we have 50% discount on taxes on ordinary tax brackets rates up to 600,000 euro as income, okay? So these two are the threshold for the two tax regimes. Of course, apply for the Impatriate regime, there are certain other requirements more strict than the digital nomad visa, but this is the minimum, bare minimum, just to have the rights to stay in Italian territory, and then choose the correct tax regime, and we can help you to do this and pay less tax possible living in Italy, okay? Now, it's very important to understand one point here. I know that when you are classified, when you have a status of digital nomad, you are the person that moves around, okay? And most likely you are a person that is looking for a place to have a base, a fiscal base residence, and then move around the world or move around several countries, but keep just as a reference one single country where you can pay taxes. Be careful, because in the Impatriate regime you cannot do this for the entire year. You can do this, you can travel around, but for no more than 6 months. This is another restriction of the Impatriate regime. So if you are a pure digital nomad, you moves around the world, you just want to have a tax residence somewhere, then the forfait regime is the best for you, because here, once you are registered in Italy for more than 6 months, you don't need to live in Italy. So just the fact that your name is registered in an Italian commune for more than 6 months, you're automatically Italian tax resident. While here, you also must stay at least 6 months in the Italian territory each year for 4 consecutive years. So this is another must element for the Impatriate regime. So you see, there are several things that needs to be cross-checked together, and the best things to do is to book a call with us. In the description below the video you will have our calendar link. Of course, we are also an accounting firm, so once we have done with you the consultancy, we have understood exactly which is your best solution, which is your best tax regimes to apply, and also if you have other structure behind, like companies abroad, what needs to be restructured in order to live in Italy and pay less tax possible. So once we understood exactly which is your best tax regime, tax strategies in long term, then with us you can also have the service of accounting. So we can provide you the accounting service, because in both cases you act as a freelancer. So there are all the steps of a classical accounting firms that must be done, because every quarter we have to transmit VAT, we have to transmit certain papers to the Italian tax agency, we have to transmit reports, a list of clients, etc, etc, etc. So I hope you like this video. If you want to stay updated with this kind of news in Italy for free, just subscribe the channel, notification bell and like button to help us grow as a channel, and see you to the next video. Bye.